I am River. I'm an astrologer and an artist based out of Detroit, and I use systems like astrology and tarot to focus specifically on processing emotions and creative unblocking. Anyway, I'm going to be getting into some of the major transits for Libras during Virgo season. So this is August 22nd through September 22nd. And there's some bigger transits that I might make a separate video for. And then I'll also pull some cards at the end to see where and how you should be directing your energy for this month. So, first, Libra is going to have, on August 22nd, the sun is going to go into Virgo. I use a book called The Book of Houses. This book essentially divides up your year into 12 different sections in order to receive the juiciest, most full harvest that you possibly can. What does a harvest look like? A harvest can look like anything you want, whether that is art, whether that is money, whether that is creative projects or career, etc. It just depends how you plant your seeds. I started with Scorpio because they're in their 11th house of planting seeds. You are currently in your 12th house. So, over Leo season, aka right now, if you're watching this, you can still plant your seeds for the next year. Essentially, just set your manifestations of what you want to create. But as of August 22nd, the sun is going to be entering your 12th house. So, this house in particular can bring up a lot of fear and a lot of worry. It's a really good time to keep a journal just specifically for your fears and your worries because you can start to doubt yourself. Essentially, you're like a seed that has been planted in the ground in the 12th house, and you're in this like very dark moment, in this very dark cave. So it can feel kind of scary. So just keeping that in mind, that's kind of the overarching theme of the month. If you have worries, if you have fears, if you want to spend time alone more, if you want to sleep more, all of that is totally okay. Specifically, I love the poems in this book, and there's a really good one for the 12th house that just kind of explains exactly what it is, and it's the house of germination. Worries and anxieties now, but stay peaceful and you will feel new life beginning inside you. So it's very important to stay peaceful during this time and honestly get rid of a lot of psychic garbage. This book recommends cleaning up the area where you work and live. Remember your wishes that you set during the 11th house and say them out loud. Say, I chose these seeds, now I commit myself to helping them grow. I have the power to do what needs to be done. You can practice sitting still, silent meditation, practicing yoga, getting to know your shadow better. This is a great time to do shadow work. Use humor and let laughter come up, and pay attention to just very subtle energy forces. I kind of go crazy during stuff that's in my 12th house. So if you go a little crazy, that's okay. On August 23rd, we have the new moon entering Virgo, which is also going to be in your 12th house. So you might really be feeling the need for alone time, lots of sleep. This is a really good time to just set intentions after that new moon, just to let go of whatever is not serving you. On August 25th, we have Venus entering Leo, which is for you happening in your 11th house. So you might want to surround yourself with things of beauty that remind you of the seeds that you are planting. This is especially important for creating altars, dressing yourself accordingly, maybe reorganizing your bedroom, just doing lots of different things that remind you of the seeds that you're planting. So that, or maybe even making a vision board. This is an excellent time to make a vision board. I would definitely do that during Venus in Leo. On August 31st, we have the first quarter moon in Sagittarius, and quarter moons are all about crisis. I love to add the quarter moons because they're just a time. I'm so Cancer ruled. I have my Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and North Node in Cancer. And for me, during quarter moons, I just tend to have a little bit of a crisis. They are known as crisis moons. So having that in Sagittarius, that's going to be in your third house. So you could be having a little bit of crisis around communication or just traveling very short distances. On September 1st, we have Saturn retrograde going into Pisces, which is going to be in your 6th house. I could see this impacting, just new routines with health and wellness, focusing on your physical health, your physical body. Saturn might be like, hey, you need to increase discipline in this area of your life. Saturn loves discipline. Let me know if you want a video for Saturn retrograde and what to focus on there. For September 2nd, we have Mercury entering Virgo. So this is going to be in your 12th house, and you're going to have a lot going on in the 12th house this month. So it's okay if you go a little crazy, and it's okay to just be a little bit more silent as well. With Mercury and Virgo, you might just want to stick to yourself more. You might be more quiet in general, and that's okay. On September 6th, we have Uranus retrograde beginning in Gemini, which is going to be in your 9th house. So Uranus is retrograde most of the year. It's retrograde for most of the time that it is even a thing. So I don't look at that too much, but with it being in Gemini in your 9th house, I could see that impacting potentially travel. You might be going on some trips to communicate in these next few months. For September 7th, I see the full moon total lunar eclipse in Pisces is going to be happening in your 6th house. So to have a full moon the lunar eclipse in Pisces in your 6th house specifically, I would say this is going to be a great time to let go of health habits that are not serving you, to let go of really, you don't have to focus on spells or anything during this time, because during the eclipses, everything is going to be set out for you. You're going to basically be able to see exactly where and what needs to get changed, because it's probably going to get changed for you. That's just how eclipses are. So during that time, you might have some shakeups in regards to your health and just letting go of habits that don't serve you anymore. On September 14th, we had the last quarter moon in Gemini in your 9th house. So once again, I see just like a little, it could be, calling back to that Uranus retrograde, like starting on the 6th. So you could just feel that amplified a little bit more, where like I see a higher education as well, higher education, travel, and communication. Just you could be feeling a little bit of a crisis around those things. And this is a moon phase, so it's going to pass very shortly. I just like to add the moon phases because I think quarter moons are something that as a society we should know more about. Full moons and new moons, yeah, they get a lot of hype, especially during eclipse season, but the quarter moons are great because maybe you have a little spat at work, or you have a little road rage and you don't know why, and maybe you can prevent it by seeing, okay, there's a quarter moon happening today, I'm going to be aware of that and be aware the energy might be a little crazy. So next, I see September 18th, we have Mercury entering Libra. This is Mercury entering back into your 1st house. So essentially, communication is going to get a little bit better for you. You could be wanting to come out of your shell a little bit more with communication. I see 1st house, there's like a reinvention of self. You might be like, okay, all of you misunderstood me during the 12th house. All of you misunderstood me during, Leo season. And now I'm going to make it clear exactly who I am. So this is a great time to do that and to just speak what's on your heart and on your mind, because it's in alignment for you. It's in that 1st house. And September 19th, I see Venus is entering Virgo. That's going to be in your 12th house. I would say for a Venus 12th house transit, this is an incredible time to honor your need for sleep, honor your need for rest, honor beauty in the unseen. Beauty in the unseen, beauty in subtle ways, subtle energy beauty. I'm almost feeling like some of you should be getting Reiki around this time, or working with a therapist to kind of undo different patterns around maybe how you see your beauty, your image. Specifically with 12th house, there's just so much that we can access with our subconscious. This is a great time for meditation, maybe even subliminal affirmations as well. On September 21st, we have the new moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo. That is going to be happening in your 12th house. The eclipses look like they're on your 6th and 12th house axes, which, obviously in astrology, the opposites are always so interesting because 6th house is like very grounded, physical body, 12th house is very ethereal. And so you could be feeling a little bit torn between those two things right now, between, you know, your physical body and your spiritual needs, and finding a way to make those two work for each other and for them to merge and maybe not be so different from each other after all. But I see with the new moon, you could be planting some seeds, and I see maybe even just having some new belief systems in place to support letting go of those unhealthy habits physically, because the mental and the spiritual is connected to the physical and the health of your physical body as well. On September 22nd, we have Mars entering Scorpio, and this is going to be in your second house. So you could start to look at your resources. Things are going to start to shift for you over the next few months, where they're going to be entering your, later and later houses. So it's all of the other planets will catch up with this, but this is just entering your second house, and you could have more energy and vigor and action around, like, okay, I want to gather my resources. The second house is a great time to gather your resources. So with that, you could be getting some supplements, getting some food, to support your health journey, to support this newfound, sort of spiritual and health journey. I'm seeing so much for you this month. And I'll pull some cards on that as well, just to see. So for September's 22nd, of course, we have the sun entering Libra. So all is well. The sun is going to be entering your first house at the end of the month. I'm going to put my little mic on so that I can pull some cards. Let's do that. I might have to edit this, and that's okay. Okay, so I would say, so your advice card for Virgo season for Libras, this is where you can spend your energy to get the most fruitful results. This is where and how you can spend your energy to get the most fruitful result in Virgo season for Libra. Virgo season 2025 for Libra. Oh, okay. I got the Knight of Cups. This tarot card is so old, or tarot deck is so old too. So for the Knight of Cups, I see, honestly, just embracing your emotions. Embrace your emotions during this time. You might be having a lot of emotions, and that's okay. You have new messages coming in. I see for the Knight of Cups, you're going to want to surround yourself with lots of beauty. You might even be receiving a love offer from someone, but definitely a lot of focus on self-love. And I'm also going to pull the feelings card from this feelings and needs deck from my friend Jordy, and I will link her Instagram down below if you're interested in it. But this is the feeling that you most need to focus on during Virgo season in order to really be your best self. This is the feeling. Afraid. Fear or anxiety about something undesirable happening. So you might be feeling afraid. There's a lot of fears that can come up during the 12th house. That is super, super normal and very okay. And I would just encourage you to continue journaling, and journal down your fears and anxieties about undesirable things happening, because this can show you what it is that you don't want. It's so important to know what you don't want in life so that you can know what you do want. And each emotion is a messenger here to help us and guide us through life. I believe there's no bad emotions. So let's just see what need you most need to meet during this Virgo season in order to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. What need do you need to meet, Libra? Authenticity. I love this. She painted all of the cards for this too. Authenticity. This is going to be being authentic or legitimate, honest and true, and genuineness. So you might want to be focusing on being authentic about your fears, being honest with yourself about your fears. Maybe you're thinking like, "Oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way," when ultimately it's okay to feel that way. It's totally fine. And you this month or during this month of Virgo season, you need to focus on being authentic, true, genuine, legitimate, and just honoring exactly where you're at. So I hope this was helpful, Libras, and I hope you have a great Virgo season. I will talk to you soon. If you have any questions, definitely leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you on your reflections from this reading.